You are like speaking negative on your life, boo-boo. No, stop that. Stop that. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I will be speaking about my truth, and things that resonate with me, and kind of like what I believe in, you know? I was laying down resting and my mind just kept kind of going and thinking. So I was like, well, maybe I should just go ahead and make a YouTube video about it. Now, disclaimer, I'm going to be speaking about things that will be a little soft spot for a few of you. So if you are here to be open and learn, continue watching. If you are not the most open person, hey, you know how you feel. I got my apples and a few strawberries. I will be snacking on because my stomach's a little not feeling as greatest right now, so I know fruit always helps my stomach feel better. I've got some water. I got something in my water. I got it. I'm playing 174 hertz because this is a pain relief frequency. So, like I said, my stomach, listening to this and eating this and drinking water, complete. It's a whole remedy for my stomach feeling better. And I have some fans to make. I pre-make fans for a lot of people. So I have to make some more. So that's what I'm doing right now. So yesterday a client came in and we were talking a lot about spiritual things and spirituality in general and religion and dreams. It was a great conversation and I love speaking and having those types of conversations with people because most people can't have those types of conversations because they're not willing to, you know. There's that saying, you can only meet someone else as deeply as you've met yourself. And a lot of people don't know themselves. So when I'm talking to a lot of people, it's difficult for me to get past just that first layer because they haven't gotten to know themselves, you know? So I don't expect them to really indulge and engage in a deep, thought-provoking conversation. A lot of my family, a lot of people asked me why or how it was so easy for me to move away so far from my hometown. And honestly, people can love you, but people don't care about what you think, or they don't want to know the reasons why you do certain things. And to me, I think that's sad because I'm always interested in learning why someone does something, or just learning what they think, you know, because it's all a learning. Everything is learning. Life is about learning and passing on that knowledge that you've learned to someone else. And one of my family members had said to me recently, I went home because I had to go to a funeral. They said they'd rather take their knowledge of their 60 something years to my 20 something years. And I thought that was really sad. You know, that kind of hurt my heart a little bit, because it's like, one should learn from any person at any age. You know, there's no rule that says I can't learn from you because you're younger than me, you're of a different culture, or you are of a different social status, you know. I think that's really sad, because all you are doing is limiting yourself. So that is one of the reasons why it's so easy for me to be where I am, far from home, because I don't feel accepted where I'm from and the people that are closest to me. And you can't really help the family that you're born into, you know. Cousins, aunties, and stuff, like, we just happen to be in the same family. That doesn't mean really anything. Like, family is supposed to mean things, but family also does you dirty. And I've experienced, and that might just be a story I'm telling myself, but from experience and from those closest to me experiences, I have seen that just because we are blood doesn't really mean anything, you know, because people will still do you dirty. And I think that's really crazy. I don't fool with one of my aunts, because I feel like she did my dad really dirty before he left back to go to prison, you know. And it's not good to hold grudges, you know, because that develops into physical diseases in our body. But it's like, I don't do you though at the same time, you know. I don't have to do you just because we are family. Like, no. Same with my boyfriend. Like, he doesn't do one of his family members, regardless of their relationship. Like, so anyway, the girl we were talking about, my client yesterday, we were talking a lot about, death and spirituality and religion. Excuse me. And dreams. She was telling me one of her, I think someone in her family, or maybe they were married in, is atheist. And they are scared because they're like, what happens after death? They don't have really anything to fall back onto. Me personally, I believe in a lot of different things. You know, I believe that one can be reincarnated. I believe that if you've learned all your lessons on this earthly plane, that you don't have to come back anymore. You will just continue living lives on other planets and other galaxies. Sometimes you might not have to reincarnate again. You're just a soul chilling, you know, and you're all goodness. I believe some souls go to limbo, and I'm not sure about hell. I think that there is an equivalent, but most people say that it's like both. It's like your perception. Some people say earth is hell because like we have like diseases and sickness and kind of like evil down here. Then some people say heaven is on earth. So like, I think it's what you make it and what your soul, what like stage your soul is at, you know, like in the learning process and like the lessons that you have gained over the lifetimes. Death is awkward though for me. And I use the word awkward because death is a part of life, but it only seems sadder than it actually is because we make relationships with our physical selves, you know. Our soul is forever. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. We have always been here. I have always been here. And I feel that every time I trip. When I trip, I'm like, oh my God, like you know, my soul is like, wow, you have been here before and you've never not been here. You know, it's just like I'm viewing life through a different set of eyes in a different body at a different time period, you know. I know people do meditations to know like how many past lives they've lived, and I did that one time, and I came to some interesting answers. I don't know how many lifetimes I've lived, but I do know that I'm an old soul, because a lot of people who are older than me, I don't want to say I know more than, but like I'm more open to learning more, and a lot of people are just scared of things that they don't know. You know, that ignorance is bliss. And I'm the complete opposite. Like, it hurts me to not know the truth about life and about this world. Like, for example, you know, humans are the only animals. I think Mike Tyson said this in one of his recent podcasts. Humans are the only animals that are taught to act like humans. And I'm like, yes, we are in the Animalia kingdom. We are animals. We breathe air just like a lot of mammals. We, you know, are animals. That is very fact. But we are a different kind, though. We are human, because we have our third eye. We can create for our life instead of just live it. Animals are kind of more, instinctual. We are more aware, self-aware. But the things that we have said matter and don't matter is like, like animals don't know what credit is. Animals don't know what money is. They don't know what Thursday or 3 o'clock is. They're just living. They know that their heart beats. They know that they need to eat, survive, drink, keep themselves up to par, you know what I'm saying? They just know life. And humans created those things. All of those things are not real. Humans created those as tools for however necessary. So people are often just so distracted and blinded by the things that really matter in this life. Your heart beats every day. Every day, bro. That is a long time. For however long that you're on earth, that is a long time. The fact that you didn't have to even tell or remind your heart, you don't have to check in with it like, hey, heart, you still beating? Like, it just does it. It's its own life force. It just does what it's supposed to do. Our lungs automatically filter out what we are and aren't supposed to breathe in. Like, that is so divine. That is so pure, so holy, so godly. And people just like move past it as though that's a given. You know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't be praised like it deserves. It deserves way more appraisal than what we give it, Oh, yes. So we were talking about dust, spirituality, religion, and dreams. So the thing about religion is, everything is everything. All truths are true to a certain extent. It depends on how you execute your truth and how you live that truth. You know what I'm saying? Like your perspective in it, kind of to a certain extent. And what I mean by that is most religious people, they think that their religion is the one and only. And that is false. All religions are true. All the people in the religions were real people. The history of those religions, everything that happened did happen at some point. But just most people want to discredit another one because it interferes with theirs. And they're not even understanding that like it's all connected. It's all one truth, And some people use that one truth term loosely, and like your truth isn't necessarily the one truth if you don't acknowledge the other truths. You know what I'm saying? Like, your truth is still true, but you are failing to incorporate everything as one whole. Most people just look at their one section. And then therefore it's like you are, like I said, you're true to a certain extent, but you aren't, giving credit where it's due to everything, the whole, the one truth. So every person who's, talked about, not necessarily every person, but the people talked about in certain religions are testimonies to whatever that they were talking about. And my issue, I don't say issue, but kind of like my issue with religion is that, like I said, people all want to say that mine is right, yours is wrong. And it's like, mine's right, theirs is right, his is right. Because it's like, it all happened at different times in history, In school, they breeze right over the Sumerians. It's the first civilization. No one wants to talk about that. Everyone wants to skip past that and move straight to the Aztecs. Like, no, incorrect. And they do that on purpose in school because they don't want us to really know the truth, like the truth, everything is out there. 1 + 1 will always equal 2. All you have to do is fact check it. Like, if it makes sense, it's gonna make sense. If there's a piece missing, it's not gonna make sense fully. So, like, Jesus did not want to be worshipped the way he is today. That was not his plan. If you guys know the movie, what is it called? Something Mountain, The Holy Mountain. OMG. If you have not watched The Holy Mountain, do your own research, watch it. It would offend a lot of people because it's like they aren't prepared to accept this new truth that they've been told, like, not a lie, but they've been told not the whole truth. So therefore they felt like they're being lied to when the new truth comes, but really you were already given a half truth. Therefore you're already kind of being lied to. So when you are hit with this new real truth, it hurts people's feelings a lot and they reject it. And that's where a lot of ignorance comes in as well. But The Holy Mountain, yeah, you gotta watch that. So anyway, Jesus did not want to be worshipped like he is today. When he was talking about, he is God and he is an extension of God, he was referring to all of us being that, Most people think that God is a thing, like a noun. He's a person, a man, a floating ball, like whatever. But like, God is a verb. God is a life force that resides in all living things. God is life itself. And when you view things that way, instead of like so literal, like a thing, now that's easier for most people to comprehend, but it just hurts you in the end because it confuses you in the end, because it's like you can't take a step back and really look at the whole picture once you've been zoomed in all the way, because Jesus tripped. Jesus took psychedelics. That's why he knew what the fuck he was talking about. And psychedelics are illegal because the government does not want us to be aware of our true potential. They want us to be easily controllable, control the masses. The rich stay rich, the poor stay poor. Turn on the TV, let me tell you what to believe in. It's really communism, like, really. The US says that we're free, but we do the same things all the rest of the countries do. It's just the rest of the countries tell their people what they're doing, and the US tries to be like, yeah, you guys are free. You guys do what you want. Yeah, okay. What else? Most people cannot think for themselves. Like I said, 1 + 1 will always equals 2. 2 + 2 will always equal 4. Numbers are the universe's, like, numbers is the universal language. It's the language of the universe. And numbers never lie. So people often want to believe what they're told instead of believing what is actually to be true. And that ignorance is bliss. A lot of truths interfere with people's comfort zone and like what they've known to be their truth for however long. Most adults, they're like, no, they're stuck in their ways. They're not even open to learning something new because that threatens and jeopardizes all that they have ever known. The two people in my family, the easiest to talk to about this subject would be my Aunt Ashley and my Aunt Samika. My Aunt Samika, she is, that thing is so wise. She knows so much and has came to so many conclusions and epiphanies over her lifetime. Like, and people think that you're crazy, and it's sad, you know, like, I'm crazy, you're crazy for not believing. Most people, they can't even give the unseen the time of day. Can't even give the unseen the time of day because they aren't even mature enough to want to accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, astrology. Ology. Doesn't ology mean science of? Well, every time someone's like astrology, numerology, they swipe that shit because it is a new truth for them, newer than they have ever known. Y'all. We ourselves, spirituality is just science that we have yet to fully comprehend yet. You know what I'm saying? We ourselves, yes, my name is Destiny. Yes, I'm related to all these people. I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a granddaughter, I'm a cousin, and that's fine and great. But at the same time, I am cells, I am water, I have carbon in me. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I'm elements all combined together to make me. You know, like, babies start out as an egg and a sperm. Those are cells. Like, so the fact that people can't even understand that, or don't want to, not even can't. I don't even want to put that on people. That fact that people choose not to want to understand the fact that, like, it makes so much sense. Okay, let me just break it down, because I've broken this down before, but people don't hear me when I say it like I'm slow. When our life force, one, you choose your name, you choose your parents, who you're going to be born to before they're even born, and you already choose what time you're going to come to earth. If that's too much for y'all to handle, like, I know me, I have God lifeness in me as well. Like, yes, I'm an extension of God. I have God in me. I am God as well. We are all God. We are all many gods. We control our life with our third eye, which is scientifically our pineal gland in our brain. I choose my life, I create, I manifest. If that's not powerful, like, What? People don't want that power. It intimidates them. So anyway, I chose what time to come to Earth. So how people do that and how it all works is your natal chart, right? I'm a Capricorn, but I am also a Aquarius. My moon is in Aquarius and my rising is Pisces. I don't know the other ones by heart. I know my Venus is also in Capricorn. That's why I'm a Capricorn. It's so hard and things. I love money so much and material things because it's also my Venus. The planets. Our planet Earth is a living organism, like in itself. That's all I'm going to say. Earth itself is a living organism. Okay. Planets have their own traits of who we are, and our houses show how we show those traits in certain areas of life. So our planets is the zodiac that we are in that specific trait. Like Mercury is responsible for how you think, communicate, process information. Mars is the planet of aggression and sex. Venus is how you love, what you love, how you show your love. Your moon is your most inner self, your deepest feelings. Your rising is how, or ascendant is how you come off to people, to your mask. Now they say that changes every so often because we mature and grow and all that fun stuff. And our sun is responsible for, it's our core of who we are. And that's usually the sign that most people know. So when I'm always like, what's your sign? And I'm like, oh, you're more than one sign. And they're like, I'm like, yeah, you're a sign for each planet because it's a character trait of all that we are. Correct? So y'all understood that. The planets are the traits of how we are, and the zodiacs in that planet show how we act in that trait. You feel me? Like my Venus is in Capricorn. I show love, I express love like a Capricorn, the traits of a Capricorn. And I think my Venus is in my 10th house. Is it in my 10th house? I think so. Therefore, your 10th house is like money, power, goals, ambitions. I show traits of my Capricorn in my Venus through that specific area of life. Your houses are the areas of life, and your planets are the areas of you. And your zodiacs in that show how you do that. I hope that makes sense because I try to explain it like 3 different ways. So now that's just the surface of it. Now how you calculate that is by the time and location which you are on Earth. And why the time and location is, I'm a math nerd. I love math. I knew I wasn't crazy for liking math. The location and the time matters because just like right now, it is 11:46 where I am right now. Somewhere else across the world, it is a different time because we have time zones, okay? The reason for time zones, I'm not even gonna get into that right now because that's a whole different subject. That's why 2 babies could come to Earth physically at the same time, but their time zones are different. Therefore, one was born at 4 and one was born at 1. You feel me? But they physically came to Earth at the same time, okay? That's why your time and location matter. And if y'all know math and if you remember the angles and things of that nature, all of the planets are rotating on their own account, meaning I don't know exactly, but it's Mars could have our rotation, Earth rotation is 365 days, 1 year. Mars rotation could be our 6 months and Mercury's rotation could be 8 months, you know what I'm saying? And then there's some planets who could be who change on hour every hour, you know what I'm saying? Because they're so damn far away. So it's you gotta think about just all that. So the planets are always rotating. They are constantly rotating. And they're rotating each other and they're rotating around. So that's a double rotation. They're physically moving, rotating, and their own planet itself is spinning. Okay, rotating and spinning around. So when you think about the degree, like the angle in which the planets are at in respect to each other and respect to Earth, at any given point is different. Like boom, different, boom, different. Like twins can even have different charts if they're born several minutes apart, because another planet has already gone in its next rotation, therefore it's already in a different zodiac sign, you know? So people think that that doesn't matter. Like, this frustrates my whole soul when people are like, yeah, I don't really get into the signs like that. Like, you sound so ignorant. You sound so not educated. Like, you don't get into the science like that. It is a science. It is not something that people just came up with. And it really irritates me a lot because it's so much disrespect to yourselves and life itself. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically how, you know, where you were born and what time, because the location and the time you were born in respect to all the other planets, including Earth, is different. And the rotation of the planets does not repeat for about 1,000 years. Therefore, no one will have the same chart as you for 1,000 years, because the rotations, like, what the fuck? Think about that math right there. Like, they're not all the same, okay? Each planet has its own rotation, so it's rotating on its own shit in respect to all of them. There's like 9 planets, all of them and Earth. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's why there are so many different types of people, because 2 people can have, like, my Venus. Let me just show y'all real quick. Well, I can't show y'all. Yes! I fucking knew my Sun and Venus are both in the fucking 10th house. Okay, anyway. So another fellow Capricorn, okay? My Sun and my Venus are both in Capricorn, as well as they are both in the 10th house. That's why I'm so power hungry. I'm so ambitious. My goals, my money, my checklist, like, structured. You feel me? Because I'm like, my Capricorn is really there, okay? So someone else could have their Sun in Capricorn, but their house might be in the 1st house, okay? So it's like, they express it through life in a different way than I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, the planets is traits of us and the houses are traits of life. So it's like, we express those traits, those zodiac signs, through characteristics of ourselves, and we show it through life. That makes up the 7 billion people on Earth, because think about, like, you can have repeating signs, like how both my Sun and Venus are Capricorn. You can have repeating signs. You can have no signs at all. I don't have any Leo in me. I don't have any Scorpio in me. I don't have any Virgo in me. So, like, and you don't hit every house. You don't hit every zodiac. You don't hit every house. And you can repeat zodiacs and you can repeat houses. Therefore, like, you can have more than one planet in a house. Like, if y'all do that math, if y'all are math people, y'all know where I'm coming from. Like, the variations is like out this fucking world. Like, that's why there's so many damn people. And that's why, like, another Capricorn isn't the same as me, because they express it or show it differently, or they, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to give a little run through of that. And I'm out of breath. I get so passionate talking about this stuff because it's real. It is real life, and people don't take the time to learn about things that are real, or because they don't understand it, they dismiss it. And how ignorant is that of you? I think someone close to me said that they would rather not know the real things that happen because they can't change it. I can change anything. I can change anything. I'm manifesting my daddy out of prison right now. I thank the universe every day for releasing him at the correct time when it is divinely right for everyone. You know what I'm saying? For the correct people, divinely right for the people, the correct people. The universe knows what I'm meaning and what I'm trying to say. When you're asking for things and you're manifesting for things, you have to be specific. Like if you ask for $1, the universe is gonna give you just that, $1. If you ask for 1,000, the universe is gonna give you just that. Now, if you ask for 1,000 in the best way, where no one is screwed over, where you don't have to do anything immoral, you will obtain that $1,000 in the best way possible at the best time. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be specific with your words. It says that in the Bible. The tongue is powerful. And people love to joke on themselves all the time, joke themselves into a bad situation. I know so many people who joke themselves into a bad situation because they were not careful with what they said. Your subconscious is always listening to you. Your subconscious is always listening to you. So you better be careful what you say to it because your subconscious doesn't know how to joke. If you're like, oh, I'm so ugly, your subconscious is going to believe that. And every day you're going to feel like you are ugly. If you think, oh, I'm so pretty, yeah, the universe is going to believe that as well. Yes, you are so pretty. It's going to shift you to circumstances and encounters where you continue to believe that. You are the creator of your life. Your life is a response and a reflection of you and what you say and what you do and how you feel. You have to feel good first before you expect good. Most people, they're like, oh, I'm manifesting this. Okay, but are you attracting it? You are what you attract. Are you feeling this way? Or are you just asking for it? You know what I'm saying? Like, the universe is not fucking Santa Claus. Like, hey, I want this. Okay, like you have to do your part as well, and you also have to do your part first. You have to do your part first, action and faith. You have to be first what you are wanting to attract. If you want to be rich, you better act rich, girl. You better act rich. You better feel rich. You better believe you are rich. Then you will be rich. Until then, you're just going to be wanting, desiring, feeling like you are in lack of. And the thing about manifesting is people, they will want something so bad that they push it away. You cannot want something in fear. You cannot fearfully, oh, I have to have this. No, you cannot be needy. You cannot want in fear. You have to accept and attract. Attract is knowing you will get it at the right time when you have done your work. There's this book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. I'm not lying when I'm telling y'all I'm getting everybody I know who I'm getting something for Christmas this year is getting that book. Everybody. And I will let every one of them know, it is that serious to me. Do not speak to me until you have read this book. It is a quick read. It's only $7 on Amazon or wherever you buy it. And it is knowledge. It's knowledge. The white man puts facts in books because they know most people are not going to pick up a book and read it. You want to be rich, you want some money, you better read. Now, we all have to go through that period of time where we're forced to read things we don't care about, like in school, and read some baloney that we're forced to seep in our subconscious, you know. But after you can control after you are out of the control of the system. Like once you got out of high school, you know, we're forced to go to school, which is fine. You know, we learn great things in school, but sometimes they could teach us other things at the same time, like incorporate other things on top of what they're trying to force us to believe in, you know what I'm saying? Once you have gotten out of that stage, you should be reading, oh my God, out that butthole, like reading money books. You need to be reading self-improvement books, like, oh my goodness, reading is so fun. For people who think reading is not fun, you have been reading the wrong things. Reading is so fun because it's like you read in your own voice. So you are technically telling yourself what it is you need to do or to be learning or to be knowing. And it is less hurtful when you tell yourself like the right thing to do, you know, like someone else try to tell you something or you try to tell someone else what to do. They get all in their feelings, like, I know what to do, I don't need you telling me, like, da-da-da. Okay, that's fine. Here's this book. You tell yourself, then you can come to your own conclusions and, like, you can step away from the ego for a second and really learn and take it in and self-reflect. People do not self-reflect. Like, it is ridiculous. The game of life and how to play it. I'm gonna say it again for y'all. So I gotta rewind. The game of life and how to play it. You're only cheating yourself if you don't want to read that book. If you really don't want to read that book, you need to get you some sage. You need to listen to some music. You need to change the people you're hanging out with. And you need to change yourself. Everything starts from within. Self-reflection, self-awareness. Self, everything is self. And that book, I'm not even gonna talk about it no more. The right people gonna get it at the right time. But I'm getting everybody that book in my family, and I'm making it a point. If you care about me for real, then you will get this book. Also, on another note, Mom was telling me the other day, I keep blowing my little fans. Mom was telling me the other day that people do not care about what you think. And I think that is so sad. And I say that because, like, I am such a, like, oh my God, tell me more. Oh my God, what? Like, I'm always wanting to learn more. And the fact that people don't want to just proves what I said before about the ignorance is bliss. People want to stay in their comfort zone. People don't want to branch out into knowing more about what this world is really about. Not no credit, not what movie is coming out, not what celebrities dating who. No, that's not even real. That's literally not real. It's an illusion. And people are so blind. They can't even accept that it is an illusion, because when you accept a new truth, most people are telling themselves that they were at fault in some way for believing their previous belief. And that's being so hard on yourself. We've got to be easy on ourselves. Like, it's fine that you believed that before. That's all you knew. That's not your fault. You know, it's no one's fault. It's just what we were told to believe at some point. But when you stop there and you choose not to further your education, that's when it is your fault. Life is about learning and sharing that knowledge with one another so we can grow in this world, in the human race. And I'm just super passionate about this stuff because, you know, the one truth is what's real. You know, not what's on TV, not what your credit score is. That's not who you are. You're energy. You are and always have been energy, and you will forever be energy. That's why death is so, to bring that up, death is so awkward, because it's like, you know, we do make relationships with people, and those relationships were real, you know, like, but it's like their physical is gone, you know, just our physical body is gone. Their soul is literally forever. Like, and people say that, but I'm like, do you really know what that means though? Like, do you really understand why we are forever? Because we are energy first. We are energy and inhabiting a physical body to have a physical experience of life. Like, man. The show Midnight Gospel show is so good. It does such a great job at like sarcastically, condescendingly explaining a lot of things that go right over people's heads. And I love that show so much. But, I'm like, is there anything else I want to hit on? The podcast I was talking about, Mike Tyson's podcast. And if y'all want the link, you gotta comment for it, because I'm not gonna just, I'm not gonna give that out if y'all don't want it, if y'all don't search it. He posted a few days ago, ish to a week. He was talking about, hold on. Oh, I don't even gotta move. He was talking about how Mike Tyson does shrooms all the time. He microdoses often, and that is so good for the soul, so good for the everything. Like, whoo! He was saying that I've heard this too, but I just use his example because he just recently said it again in the interview, the podcast interview. So there's this a little experiment that these doctors, scientists, coroners did, and there was a group of people who were already expected to pass, and they measured the weight of their body right before they passed and right after. And the difference between those two weights was 28 grams. So, and they did that study with multiple people who consented to them doing it. And basically the conclusion is the soul weighs that much, 28 grams, you know? Like, that's how much our life force weighs. I thought that was interesting. And he was also speaking on DMT. Like, DMT is the spirit molecule. It is the one thing that is in every single living thing, from a human to an animal to a plant to a bacteria to a fucking microspore, like, to everything that is technically alive. It is in. That's why, like, when you take it, you have such an experience, because you are like taking the life force itself. You know what I'm saying? And that goes over a lot of people's heads, and that's fine. You know, you are gonna understand what you are kind of meant to at this time. But I just love talking about this stuff. And how I said earlier, there's a lot of people, almost every single person, and I can change this story as well. I'm gonna start, manifesting that I come into contact and attract more people that I can have these conversations with, because I love speaking on things like this, like real conversations about real things. When I was in class, I just finished SD school. a lot of people in there, like misery loves company. People always want to talk about and complain about something negative or something that they don't have or something that they're not doing. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. You are fucking, I'm sorry. I'm working on trying to cuss less. You are like speaking negative on your life, boo-boo. No, stop that. Stop that. People like, oh, it's just my like sense of humor. No, didn't I just say the subconscious does not have no sense of humor? That is a moral conscious thing, a mortal conscious thing that we have developed to whatever. No, stop doing that. You need to speak your life in abundance. Speak on your life and yourself how you want things. Speak on others how you want. Everything, life is a mirror. If you wish something on someone, you are wishing that for yourself. So even if, like, there's a lot of people I call my list. I get that from my daddy. There's a few people on that list and I don't do them. I don't do them now. I didn't do them yesterday and I won't do them tomorrow. And it's like I have to not do them with love. You know, I don't wish harm on them. I wish you to be fine. That's fine and great. Just stay over there. Don't come near me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my energy is too pure for certain people. And you just gotta watch that tongue. You gotta watch that tongue. That book, The Game of Life, it showed a lot of examples about how this man was scared of a disease, a rare disease. And guess what he did? Manifested it in his own body because he talked about it every day, looked it up every day. You are what you think. Thoughts become things. So be careful what you think, be careful what you feel, be careful what you give energy to. So that's just like my little part 1 of I Speak My Truth. I'll be doing more of these frequently. If you guys have any more subjects, I'll probably come up with a few that hit home for me. And that's pretty much it. I also meant to tell you guys I'm listening to 174 hertz. It is a pain relieving frequency. My stomach was feeling a little under the weather, but it is getting better because my fruit and my frequency and my water. And say thank you to your water, by the way. Say thank you to your water that you drink. Say thank you for nourishing your body. Say thank you to the water that cleanses you in the shower. Just say thank you to water for being itself. You know, water is the purest element on earth. Therefore, we are pure because we are people. I think if you Google it, say like 60% water. No, honey, we are like 80% water. We're mostly water, okay? So that was all today on Destiny's I Speak My Truth session. Tune in for the next one. Thank you guys for listening. Y'all are my faves. Till next time.